This lesson looks at how the fuel system is used to control the aircraft's centre of gravity, CG. Control of the CG will enable you to optimize fuel consumption by reducing drag. Based on information such as the zero fuel weight, zero fuel centre of gravity, and fuel on board entered in the FMS, the CGCC maintains the aircraft centre of gravity close to the certified aft limits, known as the target centres of gravity. From this calculation, the CGCC commands the quantity and direction of fuel to be transferred to or from the trim tank. Fuel transfer to the trim tank moves the CG position aft, and fuel transfer from the trim tank moves the CG position forward. The exact conditions for forward and aft transfer will be looked at later in this lesson. But first, we'll look at how and when the automatic CG control is engaged. The transfer of fuel to and from the trim tank is automatically controlled by the CGCC, provided the mode selector is in automatic and at least one of the trim tank pumps is selected on. Engage the CG mode now. The CGCC is now active. However, for safety reasons, the trim tank is isolated via the isolation valves at certain critical phases during flight. No transfer takes place during takeoff and landing. Also, in climb, with the slats retracted, forward transfer only is possible up to flight level 205. Forward transfer is only allowed if the CG is too far aft. Above flight level 205, until descending to flight level 200, automatic forward and aft transfers are possible. The exact form of transfer depends on both the CGCC logic and the automatic feed logic. You may have noticed that it is possible to transfer fuel from the inner tanks to the trim tank in one direction only, aftwards. Forward transfer will always be to the centre tank. In descent, crossing flight level 200, all fuel contained in the trim tank is automatically transferred forward, providing the forward CG limit is not exceeded and the centre tank is not overfilled. If this does not happen, you will have to initiate a manual forward transfer. This and other alternate situations will be covered in the next topic. The CGCC can be overridden by manually selecting forward on the Mode Selector push button. Do this now and see the effect on the ECAM. As you can see from the ECAM fuel page, fuel transfer to the trim tank is inhibited. The CGCC automatic functions will resume if automatic is reselected on the Mode push button. An alternate mode automatically engages if any problem is detected in CGCC. The left ECAM shows this message and the fuel is automatically transferred forward from the trim tank, when required, in steps. Even when no actual transfer is taking place, this white symbol on the ECAM will indicate the alternate mode. Again, aft transfer is inhibited. No crew action is required for the alternate mode to operate. Alternate mode also ensures that the CG is maintained within safe limits and prevents the centre tank overfilling. More on trim tank faults will be covered later in the chapter. But first, some questions.